Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel with myself, Isabella. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today's going to be a little bit of an intimate video with you where I'm just talking about things I think adult dancers should hear when they're starting their journey and starting your dance journey later in life. Now, first of all, I'm so happy you're starting ballet, whether it's from scratch now as you're in adulthood or starting again after you stopped when you were younger. And I think a lot of times when we start as an adult, when we did do it when we were younger, there's certain traumas there and there's certain reasons why we stopped, whether our parents didn't believe in us, whether there was no money for us to train, or simply a teacher told you that you weren't good enough and then opportunity was not given to you and you didn't believe in yourself and you stopped. But that passion and that desire was still very much there, and maybe you didn't necessarily want to stop. And so now in adulthood, when you've got your own life, you've got your time, you're starting that brave journey of starting ballet again and doing it for yourself this time, not to necessarily prove anything to anybody, but to just do it for yourself. And that is a really amazing thing, and you should be very proud of yourself for doing that for yourself, because that's not easy to revisit something that may have once caused you pain and trauma, and maybe even PTSD, It's quite traumatic having a dream crushed. Now, if you are an adult starting now, then you may be just a ballet fan, you may be admiring of ballet, and you may be really responsive to learning a form of dance, an art form, and also getting physically healthy. Because not everybody wants to go to the gym and do the Zumba classes, Ballet has such meaning behind it, and it's so beautiful, and it's something that you have to work very hard for. It's something to progress. It's something to really work on for the rest of your life, really, and it never really stops, and it's something you can really dive into and become pretty obsessed. And I have been very fortunate to come across some amazing adult dancers who are so keen on improving. And before we dive into things I think everybody should think about and the struggles you may encounter, I want to say how grateful I am for the opportunity to put on my BWI adult intensives in particular, as well as have my platform there, which has a lot of adults attached to it, balletwithisabella.com. And just, I'm all about helping people in a detailed way and actually help them improve. Obviously, we have a huge sense of community, especially as it grows. People come back to the intensives and see their friends. They've made friends at the intensive, and they keep in touch. And the first time we had an intensive, the dancers made a WhatsApp group and they've all kept in touch, which I just feel, it feels so cute and amazing that they've done that, all because of the environment and the event that we've set up. That's happened. We've allowed adults to connect, and obviously that's one side of it. But then I'm all about being very honest and open and honest with my intention. And my intention is to make people feel seen, valued, and to make sure they learn something and improve. Partly it's a curse from my part. After being at the Veganova, I find it very difficult to let anything go. So if I see a fifth that needs work, I will tell you. But it's great because in my eyes, that's what an intensive is all about. It's all about obviously having fun, enjoying yourself, and we do have a lot of fun, and we make the lessons very enjoyable, but equally we work extremely hard, and we come out having had so much correction, so much encouragement, so much attention, and so much value. And so that's what it's all about. So I'm very grateful for the community we're building, and I hope to take it worldwide in the near future. So you're an adult dancer, so nice to meet you, and you've started your journey, whether you've started recently or you started a few years ago. Some of the things you may encounter, and I've heard this from other people, this is the main struggle, I think. You've decided you want to get better and you want to be really serious. And there's a couple of types of adult dancers. There's the ones that which is perfectly fine. There's the ones who just want to go to class and have a bit of fun, not take it too seriously, don't really care about getting better, don't really care about improving, but just enjoy the environment and the atmosphere and the physical benefits. But they're not necessarily really involved in the ballet itself, and they're not invested in really improving, which again, completely fine, that's just one type. Whereas the type that come to my intensives and the type that I am most keen on are the ones who really care. And the difficulty is, a lot of drop-in teachers, a lot of teachers, when you go to the classes, they will see you and just kind of typecast you almost immediately and say, right, there's an adult dancer, not going to take them seriously, they don't want to be pro. They're just here for the exercise, whatever. Which can be really frustrating for you because you want to learn, you want to improve, but you're kind of ignored. And I had one dancer tell me why she's so grateful for what we do, because she's been going to this, I'm not going to name any names, don't worry, but she's been going to this specific class for like almost 2 years. And she still gets very limited feedback and limited correction, and she's being called the wrong name. It's like, that's just embarrassing, and that shouldn't be happening. And so you can expect that. And so to a certain degree, you have to take things under your own hands. Now, depending on where you're located, because obviously a lot of us are located in many different parts of the world, which again is amazing. And we have the amazing internet these days. You can feel quite isolated, especially if your options are limited for taking classes in person in your area, and especially if, for example, the technique that is only offered to you is RED. Whilst RED is okay, I need to set it straight that it is not, I'll probably get a bit of backlash, but it's not real ballet, you know, it's not going to go into the huge detail that you need to really, really improve. It's kind of, in England, while it's extremely well known, right? And when someone's not in a ballet school, when someone wants to do exams, it's what we would do on the weekend, you know, so like, I'm not a part of a school, but I want to do ballet. There's a Saturday class that offers RED, and I can do an exam and hopefully get a good mark, which kind of tells me where I'm at. And I think whilst it has improved for sure, and they have, you know, a fantastic app now that I've seen, and it's not a professional, in-depth syllabus. For example, if you're doing something a bit wrong, you could probably, like, it could be completely missed, you know, because again, it's all about ticking the box for the exam. And so that's the case for vocational students as well. So there needs to be a clear differentiation there. And it's also another thing that people seem to be confused about there, before I move on, is they think that the RAD is the Royal Ballet School syllabus, which is not. The RAD is connected to the Royal Ballet School in some way, like with patrons and stuff, but it is not the Royal Ballet School syllabus. The Royal Ballet School syllabus is completely separate because it's a professional school. You can't make a professional dancer from RAD alone, which is why if someone wants to be pro, or if someone really wants to invest in getting better, it is really worth choosing a technique and finding a teacher who's in that technique. Obviously, we're all about Vaganova. We are all about how to do things extremely correctly via this technique, and also just in general, do things correctly and really understand movement. And so see what's in your area for starters. See if you have opportunity to take classes with a teacher under a syllabus. If not, it's okay. It's kind of normal that isn't always going to be possible, especially if you're in not some gigantic city. And so that's where online opportunities can come up with for you, and intensives. And a great goal for you is to, you know, save up and mark in your calendar these intensives which you like, you know, whichever teachers you enjoy, whether it's me or somebody else. Mark those intensives in your calendar so that you know, okay, in April or May, I know I'm going to so-and-so's intensives, hopefully mine. And so I'm going to work on my goals up to then, and also work with that teacher online, which is why I personally really love my platform, because obviously we've got the pre-recorded classes, courses, but you're working with someone consistently. You're working with a teacher, you're getting better with a teacher, and you're growing with a teacher you trust. And that's really important. You need to find someone you really like. And obviously you can work with various people. But I'd say it's very useful to have a main teacher, maximum 2. A main teacher who you kind of value their opinion and you value when they say you've progressed, and they can also monitor your progress. So it's important to have that kind of feedback. And so with my online platform, we have live classes every week, as well as all the pre-recorded classes and courses that you can be getting on with. And some of the adults are also principal members, where they get a bespoke plan every month. And so I'm helping them with their goals alongside their training at home and their training online. And then we also have the live classes, like I said. So I'm seeing them on Zoom regularly. And also when there's time, we can get a private lesson in there as well. And so there's a real kind of schedule and organization happening. And then I see them at the intensives and it's like, right, let's really work together now in person, which is really great. What you need to do in order to feel organized, especially if you're feeling a little bit lost, a little bit ignored, is to set some systems in place, really set some organization in place. What syllabus do you want to follow? What are you passionate about? And obviously if you're watching this video and you're an adult dancer, you're passionate and you appreciate ballet and you want to get better. You're serious about this, which is amazing, and I absolutely love it. So what are your passions? What do you want to work on? What's your ultimate goal here? If you have a goal, what would you really like to achieve? And then let's see how it can slot into your life, because obviously as an adult you have a life. There's a lot going on, and so see how you can slot things in. And then as we're really serious, what we need to understand is it's not going to be totally enough just to do your ballet classes and go home. And the adults I know, they are committed. They go home, they stretch, they do their exercises. And to a certain degree, we need to realize, okay, I need some sort of routine here, almost like a professional, but obviously working around my life. And then mark out these events in your calendar where you really want to go to these workshops, go to these intensives, and really take something away. They're very motivating, they're very inspiring, and you'll go away feeling extremely motivated to keep going and work on yourself, because it can be hard after a few months working tirelessly by yourself, which is why community is very important. So I stress, if you are willing to give balletwithisabella.com a go, if you're not already, give it a go. You won't regret it at all. We have a great time and we learn a lot. This leads into one of my final points, which is just why I love adult dancers. And I love adult dancers, especially the ones who I attract, because they're very serious about it. They really, really care. But also they're doing this literally for themselves. And the difference is from vocational students, obviously there's a goal there. There's like almost a desperate goal of getting into a company. They're not necessarily always doing it for the enjoyment of it, because there's that pressure, like very, very intense and very high pressure to achieve and get into a company, which isn't always fun, And what I love about adult dancers is they're doing this all for themselves. You're doing this all for you. You're this serious, you're this dedicated, you're putting in that much time for you. And that is amazing. And it's incredible, and to be a part of your journey in that is really, it's an honor for me that I can help you on this journey, that I can help you get better. And I just want to say hats off to you for doing all of this for yourself. It is amazing to watch, and it's amazing to watch the progress, and ballet is incredible, and I'm so happy to be a part of your journey on this. So if you are an adult dancer, don't stick around in classes that don't serve you. Don't stick around in classes where the teacher's ignoring you. It's a waste of time. If there's no option for classes at all, set some systems in place outside of the class, be it online classes with specific teachers. Try to find a teacher you really enjoy and keep coming back to them, whether they're your main teacher or if you've got a couple of main teachers. Really important to have that system in place so you can monitor your progress and you feel looked after and supported. Check out my online platform doing the classes and courses to work on your limitations in between your classes. And if you do have desire to go to drop-in classes in your area, even if they're not completely suitable for you, or the teachers aren't totally favoring you or ignoring you or not giving you the feedback you require, don't waste that time. Use that time to practice. Use that time to practice the feedback you've got from teachers you do trust and who do give you attention, so that it doesn't really matter. You're not looking for validation. You're not looking for someone to give you feedback who doesn't care, but you're using the studio time and the exercises that you've been given to work on the corrections you have been given, if that makes sense. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you are a beginner adult, definitely check out my absolute beginner 8-week course. We focus on the bar, all the foundations, especially if you're interested in the Vaganova system. What I found from feedback from my adults who even aren't beginner, it fills in a ton of gaps which you may have lost, lots of foundational gaps which you just don't get in dropping classes. You know, there's a lot of just work it out and catch up kind of thing. So this can really set you up well and set the story straight for some of the things that you may have missed foundational wise. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you on my platform soon, be it taking my recorded classes or in a live class, and I really hope to see you in an intensive soon. They sell out quick, but we'll be adding more and more. And I wish you an amazing day, and if you're about to take ballet class, have an amazing ballet class. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.